is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? It is Phil Nagy on Sports joining you here today. Hey, LA, welcome in. Yo to you as well. It is week number 13 of our Ohio State sim season. The Buckeyes have remained unscathed here, 10-0, and one more game to go before that team up north. It is the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Good season for Rutgers. 7-3 coming in. They've got a senior-laden roster with some good players I'll tell you about coming up right away here. But the Buckeyes looking to remain undefeated up until they get to play that team up north next week. Let's talk about it right now. Colin Weber, their tight end. He's a good player as well. They're led by running back C.J. Campbell. Their best receiver, actually a 91 overall, D.T. Sheffield. And actually saw that he is already a Blitnikoff watch list player. They are led by senior quarterback Athan Kaliakmanis. He'll give to Campbell, and Campbell can't get wide. Arvell Reese shuts the door. Hey, Mason, welcome in. Going for the Scarlet Knights again. Mason always roots for the non-Buckeye team. Kaliakmanis gives it again to Campbell. Nice little juke move. Puts his foot in the ground and picks up more than half of it to set up a 3rd and 6. Senior quarterback, 6'3", 212 pounds. Athan Kaliakmanis. Good Greek name. From Antioch, Illinois now. Kaliakmanis got decent protection. He'll fling it over the middle, but knifed in the back. Arvell Reese hit him hard. That looked like it was the tight end on the attempted other side of it. Actually looked like it could have been KJ Duff. Number 8 is what I actually saw. The slot receiver. Kid's 6'6", 225, KJ Duff. And so here come the Buckeyes. Their first drive of the game. Again, 10-0, led by true sophomore quarterback Julian Sayin. Still haven't had an announcement from Real Buckeye Camp. They had a closed-door scrimmage last weekend. I believe they have another one this weekend, and then we should probably know pretty quick. Again, everybody assumes it will be Sayin who has the better arm talent in general. He'll fling it over the middle to show some of that arm talent. He'll find his talented tight end, Max Clare, for a first down over the middle on the first play of the game. Hey, Jim, welcome in. Howdy to you as well. Sayin now in a shotgun. Give it to Peoples. He'll try to go wide. He's got the 40 to the 45 to the 50. James Peoples spinning his way near the first down marker. They'll say inches shy for James Peoples. Reports out of camper that Peoples looks very good, which is very good for us. It's very going to be hard to replace. Here comes a nice little, almost like an inadvertent pick route. Just an out with an underneath it. And Carnell Tate with a great catch and turns the corner nicely for a first down. Buckeyes, they're driving well here in their opening drive. There is a lot of Scarlet. Yes, the Scarlet and Gray and the Scarlet Knights here. Birthplace of college football. Piscataway, New Jersey. Right? Piscataway? Isn't that where they are? Isn't that where Rutgers is? Piscataway? Am I making that up? Feels like Piscataway is where they're at. 1st and 10 for the Buckeyes now inside the 30-yard line of the Scarlet Knights. Back to pass now, Sayin. Pressure up the middle, and he'll go down. Internal line, that's the senior linebacker, Dariel Jabomi. And Jabomi gets in there with a big sack. He is from Quebec. 6'2", 237 from the Canada Prep Academy. Jabomi. And he got in there in the middle. You can see him beating Austin Sieverfeld. Actually, it looked like they ran a little stunt. Sieverfeld ended up picking up the defensive tackle, and Jabomi unblocked into the backfield, Sayin sacked, which we have seen too many times this season. Take the handoff, RPO across the middle. Max Clare, the senior tight end, and he's got a first down, and now he's a little hurt. Getting up, he's a little injured. He doesn't know it yet, but he's apparently a little bit hurt. And they'll have to go to Jelani Thurman, who checks into the football game for them. 3rd and 3 for the Buckeye offense inside the 25-yard line. Julian Sayin, pressure, hit as he throws, and I think they would go for this on a 4th and 3. And I remembered to hit the button correctly. Oh boy. Can I not? I'm like stuck between exiting out of play, and I can't hit any of the other buttons. So I'm not sure what's going to happen in 12 seconds. But you're going to have to watch for 12 seconds, and I'm not sure why. Sorry about that. Hey, Wendell. That's what I get for trying to go for it. 4, 3. Come on. Something's going to have to happen here. There we go. What is happening? Yeah, I don't want to go for it. Or I don't want to kick a field goal, rather. Sayin in a shotgun here on a 4th and 3. Motion coming from Jeremiah Smith. And he'll fling it to Jeremiah. First down, 10, 5. Oof, took a shot at the 5. Oh, boy, that was a big hit taken there from Jeremiah Smith. That's Kaj Sanders, the defensive back. Took a lick on that one. They'll try to go outside. C.J. Donaldson, that's T.C. Caffey, the fullback. Former walk-on, we made him the fullback. C.J. Donaldson into the football game now. Got a lot of extra bodies in there. Motion coming. Jet sweep. Nope, they'll fake the jet sweep. Donaldson into the end zone. Untouched. Buckeyes score first. C.J. Donaldson, transfer running back from West Virginia. And an opportunity for the Buckeyes to strike first here. Donaldson, let me look him up here. 6'2", 232 pounds from the Miami area. Again, transfer from West Virginia, and he is a big, beefy boy. He will be the Thunder to James Peoples' Lightning this year. A little bit more traditional Thunder and Lightning than Quinshon and Travion, who were had similar styles, obviously different, but more similar styles than this. Miami from Florida, up the middle, and he'll be sacked. Kenyatta Jackson. Callie McManus goes down for a loss of 4. Talking about Miami, Florida, wanting to join the Big Ten. I mean, I'm assuming that both the SEC and the Big Ten will continue to grow. At some point, Notre Dame will have to join, so I've always thought about Notre Dame. You could do like North Carolina, you could do Clemson, you could do Miami, you could do Florida State, like any of those teams. And then the rest of them would go to the SEC as they run a screen to the left side, and Campbell on a 3rd and 12 will get all the way to the 30. Blocked up well, and then the senior running back C.J. Campbell does the rest out of Kaplan, Louisiana. So yes, I would assume we're probably about 5 years away from 2 super conferences. And the SEC and the Big Ten will be those 2 super conferences, and they'll probably have 20 to 24 teams apiece, and they'll just kind of have their own football power conference league. That's kind of my assumption. Little float across the middle to the tight end. Weber will break 1 tackle, but he cannot break a second. Only picks up a singular yard here. Appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy, Nagy on Sports is the channel. We're working our way through this 2025 Buckeye Sim season before it starts. Stuck in the backfield. This time Campbell can't get away from the electric C.J. Hicks getting into the backfield. So we are now, 17 days away from the Buckeyes kicking it off over the middle. Oh, he tried to reach forward for the first down. Colin Weber, and they're going to go for it. The tight end just couldn't quite get it. Appreciate everybody being with me again. Aegon Sports, only place you'll find simulated sporting events with live original commentary. I do plan to do the Browns and Eagles preseason sim tomorrow. I'd like to get a little bit more clarity on the quarterbacks. And they turn it over on downs as they'll stop him in the backfield. Yeah, I don't think he's going to play Saturday, Wendell, but if Dylan Gabriel feels good tomorrow, then there's a good chance he will play. They try to run a pop pass, jet sweep to Brandon Innes, and it goes nowhere. So if that's the case, and we get some sense of that, then I will play Dylan Gabriel and probably Joe Flacco in the sim tomorrow. Screen pass left side to People. So the 45. Spin move at the 40. Another spin move at the 30 is going to pick up 12 yards. Nice play for James Peoples, and now they'll go heavy. Up the middle, just a quarterback keeper from Julian Sand, and he's got a first down. Mr. Miyagi. Back to pass. Right side throw, out route to Claire. First down is now achieved, and +5, +6 yards for Max Claire. So whatever that injury was must not have been very bad, because he's right back in there. Buckeyes inside the 15-yard line. Who set it down? Can't get a first down at the 4. Play action to People. Saying good time. Flick it left side. End zone. Caught. Touchdown. Jeremiah Smith. 10-4 for 6. Easy math for the Buckeyes, and they double up the Scarlet Knights here with 2:48 remaining in quarter number 1. Sayan had great protection. You can't cover these Buckeyes receivers for that long. And a really nice route by Smith. Kind of sensed it, came back to the football, shows him that number 4. And Sayan does not miss the number 4 very often. Fielding's kick is up, and Fielding's kick is good. 14-0 Buckeyes on a 5-play, 41-yard drive. Again, remember, Rutgers went for it on a 4th and inches, did not get it. Buckeyes with a short field and an easy touchdown. I want to thank all of my subscribers. We picked up another 2, or at the most we've ever had, 1146, I believe. And I'm very excited to continue to grow our audience. So thank you so much. If you have subscribed recently, we really appreciate that. And we do thank our longtime subscribers as well as they try to run a little bit of a jet sweep. That's their slot receiver. He's 6'6". He's practically a slot tight end. Kaliak-Manis over the middle, and it's caught by that 6'6" slot receiver, KJ Duff, and he's got a first down. Hey, JMD, welcome in. They do have some talented freshmen, and this time Campbell will go nowhere. One of them is, are you talking about Quincy Porter, perhaps? He's like the 5-star kid this year, and yes, he is 6'4", 210. And he's from New Jersey, actually. But they also have a kid, 6'3", 195, who is like a crazy athlete. He's from Mansfield. He was actually a quarterback in college, and they've recruited him to play receiver here because he's just such a good athlete. His name's Badapin Miller. He probably has a much more likely chance of redshirting than... I think there's a good chance that Quincy Porter sees the field this year. He is the most talented of this year's bunch. Another 5-star kid, top receiver in the class. So if they go to that next level of them, they don't really redshirt anymore, Wendell. That's not really a thing because a redshirt is sort of like a guaranteed hitting the portal. You know what I mean? Like, especially at the receiver position, they roll through and then they go to the pros after their juniors. You know what I mean? Very rarely do you get like an Emeka Egbuka. I'm going to stay for my senior year, which obviously worked out for us because it helped us win the Natty. So 14-0 at the end of one. But yes, you're talking about Quincy Porter. Is from New Milford, New Jersey, Bergen Catholic kid, 6'4", 210, true freshman. He'll wear number 11 for you. He is on our roster, but we just haven't gone to the backups that early to see Quincy Porter, but we might see him in this game as the Buckeyes 14-0 to start quarter number 2. Here comes Athan Kaliak-Manis. He's back to pass. Now blitz coming, and Arvell Reese just sits right on the left hip. Second sack of the day, and it's Arvell Reese who's had a great start to his sim season, and if he can step right in and be as solid as Cody Simon was, again, the kid is a freak, 6'4", 240, a Glenville kid, very fast, very athletic, and he and Sonny Styles, kind of in that base 4.25, are going to be a formidable foe for just about everybody. Back to pass, Kaliak-Manis. He'll fling it deep left side, floats it into traffic, and swatted out of there like a volleyball outside hitter. Jermaine Matthews goes up and swats it away, and a punt upcoming for the Scarlet Knights. Coach Greg Schiano, remember Greg Schiano spent some time here with the Buckeyes, went back to Rutgers. Remember, they chop the wood. That's their thing there, chop the wood. And right now their defense needs to chop some wood. 2 drives, 2 scores for the Buckeyes. They've got drive number 3 coming right here. Back to pass. Sayin. Wide open Brandon Innes to the 40. Brandon Innes, another 5-star kid. He'll be a junior this year. Of course, Carnell Tate. Jeremiah Smith we all know about. You're going to see a lot more Mylan Graham this year, number 5. He's a true sophomore as well. I think he was another 5-star receiver, but nobody talked about him as much because of Jeremiah last year, and that was actually dropped by Innes. They just have an embarrassment of riches in that room for sure. Play action, actually a little RPO, caught across the middle. That's the tight end, Jelani Thurman, and now it's 3rd and 3 for the Buckeyes near midfield. They need the 48 on the other side of the 50. Sayin points out things. Senior center Carson Hinsman. Now motion coming from James Peoples. Back to pass. Sayin. Blocked up well. Throw it right side to Clare. Got the first down. Max Clare by about 4 yards. His 4th catch of this first half. 50 yards for him. I think you're dreaming a little bit, Wendell. Again, we can be excited about Shadur's performance. We really can. We just need to pump the brakes a little bit. It was preseason against a bad football team's 2nd and 3rd team. Now, it was also our 2nd and 3rd team, linemen and receivers and such as well. Trust me, I want to see him play this year. He needs to start this year at some point, but I don't feel like we have to force him into game 1, especially not now with a little injury here. there's a lot of things about playing the position that he still needs to learn, and it was a great first showing, and we can be excited about that. But if he starts in week 5, or maybe they come back from London or something, then he starts, you know what I mean? Like, is it really that much different if he gets another month and a half to kind of figure out the rhythm of an NFL season, how a game planning from week to week works, like those kinds of things? I just feel like we've seen what happens when you force guys in there too soon. Jet Elad, the safety, going to be a little bit nicked up as C.J. Donaldson falls forward. Absolutely, and I do too, Mason. Gosh, can you imagine if he shows like Jaden Daniels or even Drake May or even Michael Penix level of like, man, we can, with this guy, can be our guy. A, he's on a 5th-round contract, so he's going to be crazy cheap for 4 years. B, you're going to have 2, let's just say top 15, top 12 draft picks next year, so you can get 2 superstars. Or you find a quarterback-needy team that trades you a king's ransom to come up and get Drew Aller or something, and then maybe you get 3 ones for that one next year. So just a lot of things at play. But that's why it was kind of like a 5th-round lottery ticket, which, because if he works out, it really will be like hitting the lottery. It'll be so important for our franchise. Fired over the middle, Jelani Thurman into the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes. 2nd touchdown pass of the day for Julian Sayin, and this time it is to the quarterback, the tight end, Jelani Thurman, 6'6", 250 from Fairburn, Georgia, now a junior. He's kind of been waiting his time, and with he and Max Clare, they should have a very, very formidable tight end attack here for the Buckeyes. So yeah, absolutely, I hope we hit on Sanders. Absolutely we do, and we are due. You are correct. If there is some sort of weird football karma, or what goes around comes around, or you waited long enough, like, if you are absolutely right, we are due. We are due. He could be, Jim, a really talented, inexpensive quarterback as opposed to the opposite. Well, and you're not going to be able to pay him until Watson comes off the books, and at that point you might be able to give him the Watson contract all over again. Campbell with another nice run for a first down. Hartford makes the tackle, but 11 yards for C.J. Campbell, the running back. So could be, Mason. It could be. I will say one thing. What many of us thought is they dump it short to the tight end for a loss of 8. Because he's definitely a gamer, man. There are some guys who just, when the lights come on, they just play better in a game. And I think Dylan Gabriel will have some of that too. I really hope that he's healthy enough to play and that he'll kind of get 3/4 of the game the same way that Shedeur did. Not that it'll be an apples-to-apples comparison, but at least if they get multiple snaps, we can get an assessment of it. Because I feel bad for Dylan that everybody's on the Shedeur bandwagon after that performance, and he's just kind of nursing that hammy. I even feel a little bit bad for Kenny Pickett. He's like not even going to get a chance. When I think at the beginning of the offseason, the Browns were sort of like hoping it would be Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco break glass in case of emergency while you wait for the rookies. But Pickett's injury sounds like it's worse than we even had anticipated. And if you listen to the TV broadcast of the preseason game, Joe Thomas said it's going to be a couple more weeks. He kind of leaked that Pickett's injury was a little bit worse than maybe we had realized. I just want him to be Shedeur. You know what I mean? He's a winner. He's elevated every program he's gone to. Jackson State was crappy until he got there. Colorado was the worst Power 5 school on the planet until he got there. He's turned programs around. He's a winner. He's charismatic as hell. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was the highest rated preseason game on NFL Network in a decade. And in the local market, the Cleveland local market, on what was on Channel 5 or whatever, it was Channel 10 here in Columbus, but in the Cleveland local market, it did a 49 share, which means 49% of the TVs that were on in Cleveland, Ohio that night were watching the Browns game. That's like insane numbers. That's like the final episode of Friends number, which is just insane that half the TVs in Cleveland, Ohio were watching that Browns game. It's a Browns town, and in case you needed reminded of it, and they are hungry for a winner. So any amount of that would be great. Saying hit as he throws, caught again by Claire. Picks up about 7 on first down. We're under 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Again, appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy on Sports. We've been digressing and talking Browns. We'll talk a lot of Browns again. I will do the Browns and Eagles sim tomorrow. I would just like to hear from Kevin that Dylan feels good and that the plan is to hopefully try to start him in the game. Again, we will probably do 2 quarters of Flacco and then 2 quarters of Dylan Gabriel, since Madden does the auto sub thing. Peoples right side, 30, 20 to the 15. It'll be shoved down to the ground at the 11. Nice run there for James Peoples. Two-minute timeout here in Columbus. 21-0 Buckeyes over the Scarlet Knights. The 10-0 Ohio State Buckeyes looking to go 11-0 up to Ann Arbor next week. Sayin, juke move, touchdown! What a run! A nifty run from the sophomore, and Julian Sayin has his 3rd touchdown of the half. 2 with his arm and now 1 with his legs as he points to the band. Play louder, Thibodeau. Play louder, Julian Sayin. Oof. If he actually has a little wiggle like that and you could have that be a small part of your offense, good night, nurse. Good night, nurse. I've said from the beginning of this, the success, wins and losses aside, you have to know if you have a quarterback. So you have to play Shedeur and Kenny and Dylan. And I think you need each of them to get 3 or 4 or 5 starts. I really do. I think you need to get a real look at both of them. I think you start the first couple games with Flacco, kind of settle the nerves, steady the ship, get your offense humming, and then turn it over to the rooks, you know. That's what I would do. First down throw, minute 30, clock running. They're going to go hurry up. Here come the Scarlet Knights. I thought Sonny Styles was about to line up off sides again. That was going to drive me crazy. Kaliak Manis back to pass. He's got good protection. He'll dump it short to his tight end again and rip down to the ground. Yeah, no, I mean, Brady reset it. There's some people who would still claim Joe Montana, but it's hard to argue with Brady and the amount of rings that he has. Blitz coming. They pick it up. He'll dump it right side to C.J. Campbell, his running back, and Hartford will take him out of bounds at the 45-yard line into Buckeye territory. They've only had to use 1 timeout. Here they come. And a run there from Campbell. So 500 for like average record over 10 years of 500, but you win 2 Super Bowls, or you win 90% of your games but only 1 Super Bowl. Both of those seem so far-fetched. I don't even know what to say. I mean, I guess I'd take the 2, but yeah, I guess do you want to be like the Buffalo Bills right now? Like, they're going to win a crap ton of games, but they can't win the big one? Or do you want to be like the Eagles, where it's like Super Bowl, 9-8. Super Bowl, 9-8. 10-6. I don't know. That's a good question, I guess. It just feels so far-fetched to me that we could even be thinking about winning 1, let alone 2. 14 seconds here. And it looks like he's just going to be content to eat it. He'll snap it with 3 seconds left. He'll fire over the middle, though. Caught by Max Clare. They can call timeout if they want to. They don't seem to be interested in doing it. 28-0 here at halftime. They were fantastic in those 4 years and didn't win a single Super Bowl. They went 4 years in a row. They lost 4 years in a row. That would be a much different kind of pain. I mean, in some ways, that's kind of like what it was for those of us who are old enough to remember, like the drive and the fumble. Like, those were AFC Championship games that we lost. We were literally 1 play, 1 drive away from going to the Super Bowl, but it was as close as we've gotten. And that was 1986 and 1987, so I have a little bit of an idea of what Buffalo felt like and Jim Kelly felt like. 28-0, let's slip the field. Buckeyes back out. Again, appreciate everybody going on. Phil Nagy, Nagy on Sports here. Simulated sporting events, mostly football with a live original commentary. And again, if the Guardians keep messing around, we may have to do some Guardians sims here and there. Hunt for the postseason now. Just what, a half game out of the playoffs potentially, and even like 4 games back of the Tigers in the Central. So who knows? They could mess around and get themselves in again, even without Clase. Jet sweep. Nope, fake the jet sweep and give it to C.J. Donaldson. He'll try to bully his way up the middle. He gets 2, 3rd and 4 coming up. Yeah, I mean, it's just so funny. It's like perspective would shift, you know what I mean? Like, getting there and losing would be crazy. Like, that would be such a, just to go. I mean, I think I've told this story probably 50 times on our Sims, but like, I don't have a real, I don't have an actual prenuptial agreement in place, but I did tell my wife, like when we were recording, that if the Browns ever got to the Super Bowl, that I would go no matter the cost, and that she had to be okay with that. And I think she was like, sure, Phil, because it'll never happen. Bengals are close on offense. I'm not sure how many games they can win 40-38, you know what I mean? They're going to have to. No gain on the play there. Good tackle in space from the Scarlet Knight. Linebacker Abram Wright. All right, heavy set. They'll play action, boot out of it, throw it to T.C. Caffey. That's 2 touches today for T.C. Caffey. He is the fullback for the Buckeyes, and now they'll go 3rd and 6. Hey, Filligan, welcome in. Sayan will fling it right side. And it's not a great throw. Sayan couldn't turn after the catch, and so the Buckeyes will settle for a 50-yard field goal here on their opening drive of half number 2. Well, sure. 50-0 at halftime would be great. As long as we're not the down 50-0 part. That would be classic Browns, huh? We get to the Super Bowl and then we're down 50-0 at half. Who knows? Maybe the new stadium will be the break and the curse. $31-0 here, 9 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Rutgers driving here. Athan Kaliakmanis now. He'll roll. He'll go to the left. He'll scramble. Oh, ball pops out, and it's picked up by the Buckeyes. Davis Igbinosun balls on it, and Ohio State picks it up at the 30, and that's why Kaliakmanis probably has not run the ball yet. Yes, I understood what you meant, JMD. I'm just saying that would be classic Browns, right, to get there and just get slobber-knockered by the opposing team. Kaliakmanis running for his life. Takes a shot there by several Buckeyes, and now another short field for Julian Sayan and company here. 9 minutes to go. RPO to the left side. Tate, nice block by Smith. Man, the Buckeye receivers block so well, and he frees him up for 15 and a first down. Sayan over 300 again. That's right, the curse dies at the city limits. That's right. That's the real reason to break the Modell Law, quote-unquote Modell Law, to break it. Even though I don't think it was intended for 12 miles down the road. Second and 7 now. C.J. Donaldson. He does break more tackles past the 10. He just couldn't get his momentum restarted before the cornerback Bo Masco brings him to the ground. Junior out of Kissimmee, Florida. Here comes Donaldson again. Turbo Rogers. We're getting to see a little Turbo Rogers here. Anthony Turbo Rogers. I need to make his real. No, I think he actually has his real number now that he's in camp. I need to change it. I think it's 21. It is 21, not 22. I'm going to change that right when this game is over, if I remember. 34-31 as they are not able to punch it in the end zone. So the last 2 scores come on the right foot of Jaden Fielding. 4 touchdowns and now 2 field goals, 34-0. Nice tackle for Aaron Scott down there. And special teams from the 17. So off of the field, or off of the fumble from Kaliakmanis, they're only able to get 3. If they had gotten 7 there, we could be thinking about some backups and really get a nice look at some of the younger players here in half number 2. Instead, we need to wait. 6 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Again, Phil Nagy on Sports joining you here. Campbell up the middle. First down run and more to the 30 to the 35. Good run. He's had a couple of nice runs, has C.J. Campbell. Again, senior running back, 5'10", out of Kaplan, Louisiana. He'll try to go to the right, and Davison Igbinosun gets a TFL. Senior quarterback transfer from Ole Miss, Davison Igbinosun gets to be the guy this year. With the absence of Denzel Burke, we'll see if he can do it without being quite so handsy, which was his problem for the last year or so. Nice run again by Campbell, and that's going to be the safety. Caleb Downs and Malik Hartford having to make the tackle as Campbell gashes the Buckeyes down the middle again. Just a tough time to try to get the run game going, down 34. Kaliakmanis, now he'll roll, fling it on the roll. Nice little flick of the wrist, and Downs makes a nice tackle on the running back, C.J. Campbell. They started like 2.5 weeks ago, Jim. 2 weeks ago, I think. It was like a week after the Browns started camp that the Buckeyes started camp. So they had a closed-door scrimmage this past weekend, which they were hoping would help to determine the quarterback situation again, as they still are trying to figure out if it's going to be Julian Sand or Lincoln Kienholz. Wouldn't that be crazy if Lincoln Kienholz wins the job and then like we have this whole sim season of not Lincoln Kienholz being the starting quarterback? Quick little fling at left side on RPO. That's DT Sheffield. We really haven't called his name much. Again, he's a 91 overall rated player, 5'10", 175 pounds, on the Politnikov watch list in real life. DT Sheffield. Obviously, he's wearing that superstar underneath his number. And a first down run. And that is Sam Brown the 5th. Yes, Samuel Brown the 5th from Philadelphia. That name sounds familiar. I think I picked him up in the portal in my personal dynasty. Right up the middle again to Campbell, and another first down run for him. He's got 14 carries and 60 yards. Pretty well. He's had some big losses to go along with his big gains as well. No, it wasn't since June, Wendell. But it was I think it was like the last day or two of July they started. How about Jason Moore? Youngster up the middle. True sophomore, I believe, for Jason Moore. Rotational pass rusher there for the Buckeyes. Jason Moore, 6'6", 303, junior. From another kid from Maryland here, DeMatha Catholic, so in the same general vicinity. Ooh, 3-run shot from Arias. Good for him. Glad he's picking it up. I actually went to a Clippers game this past weekend, and John Kenzie Noel, man, I saw he hit a home run like 470 feet or something. Like he's just mashing the ball in Columbus, but I hope he can figure it back out and get to Cleveland, because we could use that bat during this run. Okay, end of 3 quarters. They really haven't had to throw the ball much. Max Clare leads with 8 targets, but they just really haven't had to throw much. 34-0 here. You know the defense wants to pitch the shutout. Let's see what they can do here. Kaliakmanis, fling it, corner of the end zone, almost intercepted. Igbinosun went up high. No PI, and that was a 4th down, so the Buckeyes take over. And it was funny because I was there on Sunday, and then Sunday night I saw on the old Twitter machine that they were calling up. As a quarterback draw goes nowhere. I saw that they were calling up Travis Bazzana, and I was like, oh man, I missed them by 1 day. Crazy. Crazy. All right, we'll do some mass subs here of the backups, including, it never does the sub linebacker position well. That's one thing I don't like about it. It still has Sonny Styles in there. Sonny Styles would not be in there. Let's get the kid in there. Let's get Pettyjohn in there. He's looked really good in practice. Riley Pettyjohn. So that's kind of fun. And then just for fun, let's go Tavian Sinclair, yeah? Yeah. He'll lose his red shirt, whatever. All right. I don't think we've played him in 4 games. He's going to come in on a 3rd and 12, though. Welcome to the game. And we flip fields, because why not? St. Clair, the true freshman from Bell Fountain. Fling it, deep shot, right side, single coverage, dropped by Bryson Rogers. I like the shot, though. It was a nice play. Tavian St. Clair, number 2 recruit in the entire country, I believe, last year. Kid's been groomed to be a Buckeye for years. 6'4", 230. Again, Bell Fountain's a small town, about 30 miles kind of north west of where I'm sitting here in Columbus. One of Ohio's 2 not great ski resorts is in Bell Fountain. If you've ever been to Mad River Mountain, that's in Bell Fountain, Ohio. I'm sure there could be more up near Cleveland that I'm not aware of. The 2 that everybody in Central Ohio went to were Mad River, and then there's another one in Mansfield called Snow Trails. 2nd and 3 coming up, tackled by Inky Jones. Hey, Alex, welcome in. Hello to you as well. Yeah, we've said that for about a decade, haven't we, with the Gardos/Tribe. We just need that one more bat. And Lane Thomas came over last year at the deadline, and he provided it. He's just been pretty mid this year. It's been a blowout. Buckeyes have kind of exerted their will. They scored on like their first 3 drives. Another sack there. Caden Curry, who's a backup at this point, which is crazy to me. 4th and 11. Hathan Kaliak-Manis, the senior quarterback for Rutgers, trying to get his team onto the board. Again, they're 7-3. They've had a pretty good season. Fling up, deep shot, left side to Sheffield. Incomplete. It's actually not Sheffield. That is another receiver at the very end of that one. That's Fama Torre from Pleasantville, New Jersey. Here comes Tavian St. Clair. He's into the game. Tavian St. Clair is, and dropped again. That's Turbo Rogers. I need to change his number. I'm reminding myself that I need to change his number now that I know that he has a number that's different than that one. Turn around, give it to C.J. Donaldson up the middle. Donaldson's actually had a decent amount of carries today. He picks up 12. This goes right on down Main Street that time. Josh Padilla, the backup center. Tavian St. Clair, true freshman quarterback, back to pass now. St. Clair, now he'll step up 50 to the 45. St. Clair, ooh, sweet little juke move, first down, and more breaking tackles to the 30, and then he decides to slide at the 28. After he broke a few tackles, the kid running hard, playing well, Tavian St. Clair. Now he'll give it to the running back, C.J. Donaldson. Again, sticks his foot in the ground. Donaldson with a nice gain of about 4, and Keyshawn Griffin getting up just a little bit slowly. One of the defensive ends from Rutgers, starting defensive end, Bradley Weavers, from right here in Hilliard, Ohio, Hilliard Darby High School. Literally a couple of wind-aided drives from where I'm sitting with my golf club driver, that is. Very close to where I'm sitting, which is pretty fun. 3rd and 5 now. St. Clair, come on, get him in the end zone. The true freshman, St. Clair, back to pass. Pressure in his face, and it bounces off the helmet of it appeared to be an offensive lineman, so fielding will come in from a 40-yarder. So 4 touchdowns immediately in the first half, and now they've kicked 3 field goals in the second half. So clearly taking their foot off the gas, and really all eyes begin to focus on what waits for them next week. 7 minutes and 44 minutes away from the game, the week. The blood battle, the homeless shelter battle, crossing out all the M's on campus, and hopefully Ohio State plays inspired and does not succumb to a weird, we must run Woody Hayes style playbook. Just got to play their game. Little RPO to a tight end across the middle. As Rutgers has gone to their backup quarterback. Excuse me, that was the receiver, I guess. Whoop, hit hard that time as he tried to go in the direction of Ben Black. You don't have a quarterback with number 13, so it could be a fake guy. Right side throw, deep shot, almost caught. Couldn't hold on that time. Dylan Braithwaite, and they will punt it away. There are no quarterbacks with number 13, so we'll just pretend that it's the sophomore A.J. Sarasi. Riley Pettyjohn a little nicked up. That's no good. Again, he's looked very good in camp. I think he's going to see the field some this year, another true freshman. They're 7-3 right now. It says that's a 7 and a 3. I know the cursive is weird. To 3. Caught by Thurman. Watch out to the 20, to the 15, 10, 5. Thurman, his second touchdown of the day. Jelani Thurman, and Tavian St. Clair has a deep touchdown pass. Maybe his first as a Buckeye. I'm not going to pretend to remember the other games that he's been in. But this one's going to be a big one. 60-plus yards. Jelani Thurman. And he just turned on the Jets. Again, that is a tight end. That dude is 6'6", and outrunning a quarterback that time into the end zone. And there's no mercy rule, Wendell. It's just all fun when you're the team that's up 44-0. But yes, Rutgers is 7-3. They will be 7-4 after this one, and they will be, that's bowl eligible. You win your 6 games, you're bowl eligible, baby. And yes, no, the Buckeyes did not choke in this one. It was a close one against UCLA the other day. And they've bounced back here in a big way, taking care of business again. They are 6 minutes and 41 seconds away from turning all of their attention to that team up north. To the right side again, kind of a jump ball in the direction of Ben Black, 6-foot receiver out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Mallard Creek High School, sophomore Ben Black, back to pass now. We're going to say it's Saras, even though he's wearing the wrong number, and he'll be sacked by Taiwan Malone. Malone up the middle. So now the backup's getting into the action. And Saras in a little bit of a trouble there. Again, appreciate everybody being on. My name is Phil Nagy. Nagy on Sports is the channel. We picked up some new subscribers this week. If that was you, thank you very much. As they play a game of them, they'll meet you at the quarterback. Big Caden McDonald is back there. And what does that say? Schultz? Let's see if this guy's real or not. He's definitely not really on their roster, so he's a fake guy. And they're going to punt from deep in their end zone. Ooh, it's blocked! And picked up, touchdown Buckeyes! Bryce West, the cornerback, picks it up. Who blocked it? We'll see here on the replay. And that's why you pin him as deep as possible. Buckeyes are going to get a special teams touchdown. We saw Bryce West pick it up. Who blocks it? It's blocked by 38. Is that Eli Riggs? 38. It is Eli Riggs, the sophomore from Indian Hill in the Cincinnati area. 6'3", 229, Eli Riggs, a backup linebacker. How about getting in them? Let's go. Yes, we are playing the oversized rats. If that's that a rat emoji, it's very small. I'm watching on my phone. Go for 2, that's right. Why'd you go for 2? Because I couldn't go for 3. 51-0. So after I was just not criticizing, but saying that the Buckeyes had taken their foot off the gas, they scored 28, and then they did the 3 field goals, and then all of a sudden it was like, just kidding, 2 more quick touchdowns. Jelani Thurman, and now a kick 6. A blocked punt in the end zone, scooped up by Bryce West, another one of these talented cornerbacks. Yes, it's a rat. Okay, that's what I thought. I've heard Wolverines referred to as an oversized rat before, so just triple checking. Quarterback that doesn't exist. Deep shot left side, tipped away. 4th and 7 coming up. And Rutgers will punt again. Fortunately, he'll have a little bit more room to receive and execute the punt this time. Buckeyes will get another offensive drive. They could be hunting for a 60 spot here if they really want. Tavian St. Clair, true freshman from Bell Fountain, Ohio. He'll give it to, nope, a little RPO to the left side. Maybe not the best of reads. 0 yards. Actually, he didn't catch it at all. That's why there were 0 yards gained. That's right, the Cheetahs. Delayed handoff again. C.J. Donaldson to the left side. Nice back to the middle. It's kind of unfair that he's technically the backup, isn't it? Another nice run. He's had a nice day, though. Probably end up with more stats than James Peoples in this one. At least they're waiting 3, 2, snapping that thing with 4 seconds left. Now Turbo Rogers into the game. St. Clair. That was a whip in the direction of Bryson Rogers. Tavian St. Clair. That was a right-handed rope that time. Give it to Donaldson. He'll try to go wide to the left. He'll pick up a couple. 3rd and 6 coming up here. Under 3.5 to go. Appreciate everybody being on again. I know a lot of you will hop off here when I go to the stats, but I do very much appreciate it. Again, Browns and Eagles. That sim will come at you tomorrow night with our new Madden 26, of course. And excited to bring that one to you. Just want to wait and see if Stefanski says anything tomorrow about the quarterbacks. My assumption is that if he felt good after today, he did take all 11 on 11 reps. They said he was sprinting out, doing a lot of boots and stuff today in regards to Dylan Gabriel. So assuming he feels good tomorrow, I believe that they will say that he's going to play and start against the Eagles, which means he could start against the Eagles, or at least play against the Eagles in our sim. We'll also probably see Joe Flacco, because that's the way that Madden does it with starters for the first 2 quarters, if you don't remember how that works in Madden. You are very welcome. He is the backup, Alex. I decided to forego the backup and go right to the true freshman this year, and that would be Tavian St. Clair. Or not this year, this game, because we put him in with 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. So it's a little bit unfair to not go to Lincoln. He would really be the backup in real life. My guess is we won't see St. Clair at all, or if we do, it's major mop-up duty against Grambling or something. Buckeyes score again, 54-0. Okay, you think in the year 2030 the Pac-12 will be around? You mean will they be back? Or there's 4 teams in it now, right? They're the Pac-4 right now, right? They're hanging on with 4 teams. Fake backup quarterback, hands it to the running back. And the running back will try the middle for a couple of yards. That running back is Antoine Raymond, another player from Montreal, Canada. Got a couple guys from Quebec. Oh, there it is, Ethan Schultz. That's what you get. You're not even a real quarterback, Ethan Schultz. I'm sorry that you're hurt. Now, who's back in the game? I can't tell. Now AJ Sarras is in the game. Fling it over the middle. Caught for a first down. 30 seconds and counting. It's all good, Alex. They stay around forever. Or yes, join us on the Discord when I will notify you in advance of when we sim. But that's the beauty of the internet. This will stay up for all time. All right. How about that 20-point 4th quarter? A little look from there's Greg Schiano dapping up Tavian St. Clair. Very nice day from San. We pulled him 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. The Buckeyes have made it unscathed. They are 11-0, and now the only thing that awaits them in the regular season is a trip to Ann Arbor, Michigan, to play the Wolverines, and that will be the next Buckeyes sim rather that we see, and it should be an exciting one. Stats today for the Scarlet Knights: Caliac Manis 18-22, 146. Actually, a pretty solid day for him. Sarras 2 for 2. There's Ethan Schultz, that would have got hurt, 5 for 12 for just 18 yards for him. Campbell 15 for 61. That's a 4-yard clip. He played pretty well. 2 for Raymond, 1 for Brown, 1 for Jayshon Benjamin. 8 for 53 for that tight end, Colin Weber. There's Fletcher, the other tight end, 4 for 31. Campbell with 4. There's DT Sheffield again. Look at that, 91 overall rating. He's got the superstar emblem. He had 3 catches for 26 yards. 2 for Black, 2 for that 6'6 slot receiver, KJ Duff. And this one. Defensively, for the Scarlet Knights, 13 tackles for Jacoby Henderson, their cornerback. Bo Masco, the other cornerback, had 10. Sacks today, just 1 from Jabomi from Quebec, Canada. And again, no turnovers for the Buckeyes in this one, which is always a good thing for your Buckeyes from Ohio State. (27 of 29 for 305 for Julian Sayin and 2 touchdowns. That's 93% completions. What a game for Sayin. That was nuts. 2 incompletions and 2 touchdowns. That's crazy. St. Clair was 2 for 7 for 68 and a touchdown as well. It's a 204 QB rating for Sayin. As we talked about, Peoples only had 5 carries for 29 yards. That's 6 yards a carry. Donaldson 14 for 64, 4.5 a clip for him. Turbo Rogers with 3 carries. St. Clair had the 19-yard scramble in this one. Through the air, 8 for 11, 1 to 11 for Max Clare, 4 for Tate, 4 for Thurman, including the 2 touchdowns, 4 for Jeremiah Smith, including a touchdown, 2 for Innes, 2 for Graham, 2 for Donaldson, 1 for Rogers, 1 for Caffey, 1 for Peoples. Really spreading the ball around today to all of those weapons. 11 tackles for Sonny Styles, your leader, Hartford, and the other Styles, that would be Lorenzo, with 7 as well. 1 sack for Curry, 1 for Moore, Taiwan Malone, Edric Houston, Arvell Reese, and then a half for Hicks and McDonald. No interceptions today, but we did have the forced fumble by Jermaine Matthews. He popped it out. And then again, the 2 fumble recoveries. One of them was the blocked punt. The other one was, of course, picked up after the big hit. Their quarterback, Kaliak Manis, tried to scramble and got hit hard. Buckeyes win 54-0. And again, it is time. We have made it. Hey, Edric Houston set the single-season Ohio State sack record. I think that's Vernon Golston or Chase Young. I can't remember who has that one. Thaddeus Gibson, maybe? I don't remember. Which means he also has the single-season Big Ten sack record. That's pretty fun. All right, let's go ahead and fast forward the weeks. Here we go. It is week number 14. It is the game. We got the best punter to commit to us. And another 4-star tight end. And a 4-star right guard. We'll take it. Still waiting on one more running back who's we're in a recruiting battle with Oklahoma for, apparently. There it is, 8-3, and number 10 in the country, Michigan. 11-0, and number 2 in the country, Ohio State, waiting to play. As again, we look at the Heisman watch list. It was all quarterbacks last week. It's still all quarterbacks here. This is funny. This is John Mateer. He's the one who's in the news right now because he has a Venmo payment to a friend called Sports Gambling. And he's had to tell everybody that's a joke. And I mean, I guess I can kind of believe it. Sometimes my friends and I will Venmo each other and we'll put stupid things in there like, thanks for all the drugs, you know, that kind of stuff. But it's a little, you got to have a little bit more awareness when you are a quarterback. All right, we've made it all the way to the game. We're undefeated. It's going to be a good one. I'll make sure I give you a good heads up when we are going to play the Cheetahs, as you say. Guys, I appreciate you joining me tonight. A lot of fun. My name is Phil Nagy. Nagy on Sports is the channel. I'll join you tomorrow, Thursday night, for some Browns and Eagles, our official preseason number 2 sim. And, yeah, it's getting closer and closer with every passing day. Enjoy the rest of your evenings, and I'll talk to you next time, guys. We appreciate today. We'll say go Buckeyes in a big way. And as always, go Browns.